What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Sterling, the 120k left wing from Man City. He is pretty decent, to be honest. He's got some really good links, and overall in the market, well, it's kind of like a market crash, but almost just the oversupply of cards. He is still sitting at 120k, and I think he went up to about 150 before all of this information was announced, and the kind of almost crash of every single card has happened. We've seen Ben Yedder go from 150, 120 on the Xbox all the way down now to 90, and he was about 85 this morning, which on the first weekend league should never happen. They always should be up. Everyone should be getting a good team. And it's strange that it's just completely the opposite this year. Obviously, anyone who has been putting profits into high rated cards, hoping to be able to flip them on today or so, because obviously if we had the weekend league on the Friday, we'd be able to do them on the Saturday, and they would be higher priced and everyone would be making coins. With the delay, with the announcement of rivals, obviously it's not really sat amazingly. So everyone's price at the minute, with the over kind of induction of promo packs every single day at the minute, there's bound to be so much supply on the market that they're just not going up, and only certain players are keeping their price. Ferland Mendy's still just under 100k. We've seen Gomez keep 100k on his profit. Neymar's battling it, Mbappe's battling it, Messi's down, Ronaldo's down. It is unreal. So it's nice to see that Sterling is still keeping his price, and mainly for me because I managed to pack him, so I've got the profit there of 120. I was hoping that he wouldn't see underneath, because I could have sold him at 130 ages ago. But I thought, you know what, we'll bring a review out on him. He's quite a nice paced left wing. Obviously, he's got a little bit of shooting, and then he's got the dribbling to back it up as well. He is a 4-star skiller with a 3-star weak foot. He is high attacking work rate with a medium defensive at 5'7" with his right foot. Right-footed left wing, obviously he's trying to cut in. In terms of traits, we've only got flair, no outside of the foot shot, no finesse shot. So we've got just one trait, and I don't even know really what most of these traits actually do. I need to find the definition of all of them, because when we've got like a team player or a team leader, what does that actually do in terms of gameplay? We know what flair does. It's more passing. It's probably more accuracy, as everyone can do a flair pass pretty much. It all depends on the accuracy side of it. But when it comes to finesse shot, it's quite obvious what that is. And same with the outside of the foot. He is 93 pace, 90 dribbling with 80 composure, 94 agility balance, which is really, really good for a card like this. Obviously, he is very quick down that wing. And then he's got a bit of shooting, 85 finishing, 92 attacking positioning. I think there's definitely worse out there. In terms of chemistry style, we're looking mainly at the Deadeye, as we've already got a lot of dribbling. The pace definitely doesn't need to be touched, and it definitely needs to have some sort of shooting. Passing is only 79, so it's not a bad little stat to get up. You end up with 99 short pass, and then obviously 95 finishing with 99 attacking positioning, turning him to a 91.2 left wing straight off the bat. That is pretty good. For a gold card especially, it's a nice rating to hit an overall without no informs, no specials, and it really holds a standard for Sterling. The only person really that you're going to see majorly going to compete with him is Mane or Neymar. There probably is a couple more which people may prefer, but in terms of the top meta players, Sterling, Mane, and obviously Neymar are going to be the ones there. In terms of other chem styles, if you go with a basic, it is a 91 overall. It's 90.6, so obviously it rounds up, but I just think that Deadeye is going to really provide the most out of the card. You don't really need any strength, because he's just not going to have any, and there's no point. He's quick enough to get away from players. Defending is obviously not his standard, and then we've got the shooting and passing, that the main two you need to get up. But let's go into some gameplay and see how he gets on. What I did find from Sterling is obviously very quick down that wing. As soon as you give him the ball, he is absolutely gone. I love the 1-2 tactic with him, and especially if someone's kind of rushing their defenders, you can kind of see here already he's trying to make them moves. He's really trying to get down the wing, and he's just great at assisting as well. Lovely little ball through. We find Calvert-Lewin on the scorpion kick, and you may have seen that goal from the Calvert-Lewin review, because obviously he's the one that scored it. It was a cracking goal, and it's a lovely assist, and you can see it left, right and centre. His assisting is absolutely beautiful. In terms of shooting, even though his finishing is actually quite good with the Deadeye that I put on him, Obviously, he's got 95. I don't really see it as much. We try and get it around a keeper there, and he manages to do it as well. I just find him better as the kind of pacey down the wing, cuts inside, knocks it across. He's really good at that, and we don't really see his kind of ability when in terms of shooting other than that there. Manages to get the save off the line, which is unfortunate, but he's just great at whipping that ball across, and especially this year with the kind of low crosses, early crosses, he's going to be perfect for that because of his speed, managing to get there before anybody else. It's going to take someone like Ferland Mendy, Semedo, someone along the lines of their sort of pace to kind of keep up with him. And whilst they're kind of in, I suppose, high demand, but in terms of price, not everybody's paying 100k for their left back and right backs right now. Everyone's looking at their strikers, their midfielders, and the defenders tend to be the kind of last position, or at least the left back and right back do, because you've got centre backs that need to go up, and predominantly you'll find maybe pacier but less defending sort of left back and right backs. But let's go into the overall review and see how he did. Right, going into the overall then for Sterling, 119k on the Xbox, 113 on PlayStation, and 119 on the PC. As you can see, just the basic information. Trait, we got the speed, dribbler, flair. In terms of generations, Sterling's been around since FIFA 13 back in his Liverpool days as a silver. He quickly turned into a gold and kind of just went from there really. FIFA 16 is when we saw him make the move from Liverpool to FIFA 15 technically, but FIFA 16 is where he started the Man City journey, and it just went from there really. He had some footies cards, he then went to a team of the season pretty much most years. I think he got one from 18, 19 and 20. In fact, he didn't even have one in 20. He had a headliner card, which is very strange because normally if you get a headliner, you almost guarantee yourself a team of the season. But I suppose the second half of the season really wasn't for him. And he's already got a 92 rated card. And in the BPL, obviously it is very difficult to get in there. There is so many players that everyone wants that you just physically can't get everybody. But hopefully that can change this year. He did get player of the I think it was young player of the year in FIFA 19. So hopefully we can see a nice few specials in this year again. In terms of rating wise, I can see again a 90 plus at the very minimum. So he will get up there and we will try and cover that as quickly as possible. In terms of perfect links then, Walker is going to be out of the question. So is Stones. Phil Foden definitely could be one, but whether he gets a future start, I'm unsure. I don't know if he's going to by the time they come around. It depends on how he plays, but I think he's got a potential for one, and it would be nice for a perfect link with Sterling. But there's so many strong links, it's unreal. You've obviously got all of the rest of the Man City squad, De Bruyne, Aguero, some really meta players that are going to be in the game at least for the first 2-3 months, unless we got icon swaps with some really decent icons in. Also, you've got any English icon. You've got pretty much most of the midfield being Lampard, Gerrard and Scholes. You've then got Shearer, Owen, Lineker, Ian Wright. You've got, I think like there's one that I'm missing, Barnes. John Barnes is a left wing, I suppose, himself, but normally I want to say he's a striker. And then Ashley Cole, I suppose, is the new one you can link. Then Rio obviously links with them as well, which is not too bad. In terms of other players, you've got Jamie Vardy, Harry Kane, Rashford's obviously taking his position this year. There's just plenty of players. English Prem, you can't really argue that there's going to be no links whatsoever. He's got the Man City links, which are always good anyway, and then the English link with plenty of upcoming talent coming in. And then as we go through the promos, we'll see more and more players that you can get the link with. You could then have a double side of maybe an informed Sterling and an informed Sancho with potentially informed Kane or someone along the lines. Vardy would probably be my choice in that if we're going for an English striker, but some very nice links coming up. In terms of chemistry styles, as we see at the bottom, we got 52 votes for Deadeye. The next one is Marksman, Hawk, Hunter, Shadow. I think Deadeye makes the most sense in my eyes because, as you see, if we take off that, we've got the pace, we've got the dribbling. Don't really care about these two as much. 79 stamina should do, but again, left wing, right wing, I think are the positions that people will substitute the most, or personally I do anyway, and possibly the striker then as well. Midfield wise would only be if I'm either winning and really want to hold it, or if I've got a red card or something like that. Other than that, I don't really touch it. And the same with the defence, unless I'm either holding or potentially got a red card somewhere, I don't really put any defenders on. It's mainly left wing, right wing, so you could have him as a super sub if you've got someone of a higher caliber, or you can use him straight on and sub him off maybe 60-70 minutes into the game. In terms of data, like we see, 92 left forward, 91 left wing, very, very good player. And I think 120k, he will drop down. Obviously, the market will continue to crash as we go forward more and more, and when we hit Black Friday, we're probably just going to see a lot of these gold cards going for absolutely no value whatsoever, and it will again become the kind of special market sum, and that'll be about it. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below who you want to still see in reviews. I'm looking at doing the one to watches potentially, but I'm looking at gold meta players as well, so let me know down below who you want to see. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.